Right now, they're just old workhorses cruising back roads, hauling loads, and living quiet lives. But in the near future, these trucks will be the crown jewels of collectors, rare, admired, and worth a fortune. From rugged classics with bulletproof engines to hidden gems that most people overlook today, these machines are the next big legends in the world of vintage trucks. Get ready for the 10 vintage trucks that are future collectors' dreams. Because true value isn't always obvious until it's too late. Number 10. Freightliner Cabover Series. Before long-nose conventionals ruled America's highways, cabovers were the kings of efficiency. And no name defined that era better than Freightliner. From the 1960s through the 1980s, the Freightliner FLC, FLA, and FLT cabovers dominated the interstate. They were tall, boxy, and unapologetically industrial, designed for one purpose: to haul the heaviest loads while staying within strict overall length laws. Back then, every inch mattered. Federal regulations limited the total truck and trailer length, which meant the shorter the cab, the longer the trailer you could pull. That's where Freightliner's cabovers shined. They packed big engines, big power, and big durability into a compact design that conquered the roads. Drivers who sat behind the wheel of a Freightliner COE didn't just drive, they commanded. Perched high above the highway with the diesel engine roaring beneath their seat, they had a front-row view of the world. But these trucks weren't for comfort. Heat, vibration, and noise were constant companions. Yet, they became icons of a generation, immortalized in films, truck stop postcards, and chrome calendars of the 1970s. Today, those very traits, the raw mechanical brutality of Freightliner cabovers, are what make them collector's gold. Restorers are giving them new life with modern interiors, polished aluminum, and custom paint. A well-restored Freightliner COE now commands tens of thousands of dollars and draws crowds at truck shows. It represents a bygone era of American trucking when men drove machines that fought back, and every mile was earned, not automated. The Freightliner cabover, loud, raw, and utterly unforgettable, a true symbol of the open road revolution. Number 9. Diamond Reo Raider, 1970s. At number 9, we have the Diamond Reo Raider, the truck that represented the heart of America's working class. Born from the merger of Diamond T and Reo Motor Company, Diamond Reo emerged in the late 1960s as a small but fierce competitor in the heavy-duty truck market. Their flagship, the Raider, became an icon of rugged dependability during the 1970s. The Raider wasn't flashy. It didn't need to be. It was all about work. These were trucks that logged millions of miles, hauling freight, steel, and lumber across the heartland. They featured powerful Cummins NTC and Detroit diesel 8V71 engines, heavy-duty transmissions, and frames built to outlast entire fleets. Owner-operators loved them for their toughness and simplicity. Mechanics admired how easy they were to service, and drivers respected them because they didn't just look strong, they were strong. Unfortunately, Diamond Reo's story was short-lived. The company went bankrupt in 1975, a victim of rising costs and fierce competition from industry giants. But the trucks it left behind became something far greater, symbols of a time when hard work, not horsepower ratings, defined trucking. Today, the Raider is one of the rarest finds in vintage trucking. Restorations are challenging because of limited parts, but collectors who own one guard them like relics. Its squared hood, steel fenders, and bold Diamond Reo badge make it instantly recognizable. When fully restored, the Raider is a head-turner, a rugged monument to the independent hauler's spirit. The Diamond Reo Raider doesn't just belong in a museum, it belongs in the history of American grit, a true blue-collar legend of the open road. Number 8. Western Star 4900. Before Western Star became synonymous with luxury log trucks and vocational beasts, it was known for building handcrafted, made-to-order semi-trucks that were as unique as their owners. The Western Star 4900, introduced in the 1970s, was the crown jewel of that era. Built in limited numbers, each truck was assembled by hand, no assembly line shortcuts, no mass production. Every bolt, bracket, and weld spoke of craftsmanship. These rigs were heavy-duty to their core, built with steel frames and aluminum components for strength and weight balance. Under the hood, they came equipped with Detroit Diesel 8V92, Cummins big cams, or Caterpillar 3406 engines, the holy trinity of classic diesel power. What made the 4900 stand out wasn't just its mechanical reliability, it was its presence. The long hood, stainless steel grille, and dual exhaust stacks gave it a commanding, almost regal stance on the highway. In the 1980s, while other brands chased aerodynamics, Western Star doubled down on individuality. They let customers choose interior wood trims, paint schemes, and sleeper sizes. Each truck became a reflection of the driver. No two were ever quite the same. Today, collectors treasure that uniqueness. The limited production numbers make vintage Western Stars extremely desirable, especially pre-1985 models with full analog dashboards and original badges. Restored 4900s have become rare gems at truck shows, drawing attention for their muscular looks and spotless craftsmanship. They represent the last true hand-built era before corporate efficiency took over. For collectors, owning a vintage Western Star is like holding onto a piece of mechanical art, a reminder that once trucks weren't made for fleets, they were made for drivers. Number 7. GMC General 1977 to 1987. When people think of General Motors, they picture pickups, SUVs, and muscle cars. But there was a time when GMC built real big rigs. From 1977 to 1987, the GMC General was Detroit's answer to Peterbilt and Kenworth, a full-size, long-hood conventional designed for long-haul work. It was bold, brash, and unmistakably American. Built on the same chassis as the Chevrolet Bison, the General was available with Detroit Diesel, Caterpillar, or Cummins engines. It offered excellent pulling power, easy servicing, and a smooth ride for its class. But its real charm was its style: square headlights, a massive chrome grille, and that proud GMC badge gleaming on the nose. Inside, it was surprisingly comfortable for the time. The General offered wide seats, an insulated cab, and a clean, functional dash. It was a truck for drivers who wanted to look good while getting the job done. Sadly, the 1980s brought hard times for GM's heavy truck division. With declining demand and increasing competition, the company shuttered its big rig production by 1987. That made the General one of the last true long-nosed GMCs ever built. A final salute from Detroit to America's highways. Today, restored GMC Generals are becoming collector treasures. Their mix of style, rarity, and historical significance makes them a hot commodity among classic truck enthusiasts. Few machines capture the end of an era like the General, the last roar of a once mighty manufacturer that dared to take on the trucking elite. Number 6. International Transtar II Eagle. If you were a trucker in the 1970s, you knew the International Transtar. It was one of the most common sights on the open road. A tough, no-nonsense hauler built for performance and endurance. International Harvester had a reputation for building farm equipment and industrial machinery, but their Transtar II Eagle proved they could dominate the highway too. With its squared design, twin stacks, and massive front end, the Transtar II looked like a wall of power barreling down the road. Underneath, it packed serious strength. Most were powered by Cummins Big Cam or Detroit Diesel 8V92 engines, capable of pulling any load America could throw at them. The Eagle trim took things up a notch, adding wood-grain interiors, improved sleeper compartments, and comfort touches that made long hauls easier. It was the perfect mix of tough and classy. As the 1980s dawned, International shifted its focus and the classic Transtar line was replaced by more modern aerodynamic designs. But the reputation remained. These trucks could take punishment and keep going. Today, a well-restored Transtar II Eagle is a showstopper. Collectors love its square-shouldered, old-school style and the growl of its two-stroke Detroit power plant. It's not just a piece of trucking history. It's a time capsule of America's industrial might. a symbol of the days when reliability was built, not programmed. Number 5. Marmon conventional. Luxury isn't a word most associate with semi-trucks, unless you're talking about Marmon. Built in low volumes and almost entirely by hand, Marmon trucks were custom-crafted machines for owner-operators who wanted something special. Produced from the 1960s until the late 1990s, Marmon trucks were precision-built masterpieces that combined strength, style, and exclusivity. Their conventional models were famous for long hoods, polished aluminum cabs, and clean lines that gave them an unmistakable presence. Unlike mass-produced rigs, Marmons were built to order. Drivers could choose engines, transmissions, interiors, and even gauge layouts. Each truck was unique, a reflection of its owner's personality. Under the hood, Marmons often packed serious power. Caterpillar 3406, Detroit Diesel 8V92, or Cummins NTC engines were standard fare, and because of their hand-built quality, they often outlasted their competition. Today, Marmons are some of the most sought-after collector rigs in existence. Their rarity, fewer than 5,000 ever made, combined with their timeless design, has turned them into rolling treasures. Restored Marmons routinely command over $150,000, and for good reason. They represent the last true era of independent craftsmanship before corporate mass production took over. Owning a Marmon isn't just owning a truck, it's owning a piece of trucking royalty. Number 4. Mack Super-Liner. Few trucks carry as much personality as the Mack Super-Liner. Introduced in 1977, this beast became the crown jewel of the Mack lineup and one of the most powerful production semis of its time. The Super-Liner looked like no other. Its squared hood, massive chrome grille, and proud bulldog hood ornament announced its arrival with authority. Underneath that hood was pure muscle, often powered by the legendary Mack E9 V8, delivering up to 500 horsepower when most trucks barely cracked 3,500. It was a favorite among heavy haulers, loggers, and anyone who needed raw torque. But it wasn't just about strength. The Super-Liner also offered comfort. Its insulated cab, smooth ride, and sleeper options made long trips bearable. In the 1980s, the Super-Liner became a pop culture icon in Australia and the US, appearing in music videos and films as the ultimate tough guy truck. When production ended in 1993, Mack moved toward more aerodynamic shapes, but for collectors, the square-hooded original remains the dream machine. Today, restored Super-Liners, especially V8 models, are highly prized. Their deep exhaust note, classic lines, and indestructible reputation make them one of the most collectible bulldogs ever built. It's a symbol of the time when trucking was about grit, not gadgets, when drivers drove machines, not computers. Number 3. Freightliner FLD120, 1987 to 1995. When the Freightliner FLD120 hit the market in 1987, it marked the end of an era and the start of another. The FLD combined the toughness of classic steel trucks with the beginnings of aerodynamic design. It wasn't flashy, but it was dependable, efficient, and built to last. For drivers in the late 80s and early 90s, the FLD became a household name. It was available with all the big engines, Detroit Series 60, Cummins N14, and Cat 346, and was known for its simple mechanics and bulletproof reliability. Today, collectors appreciate the FLD as a transitional classic, the bridge between the chrome-heavy 1970s rigs and the sleek modern trucks we see today. Many fleets ran them into the ground, so surviving examples are increasingly rare. A clean, original FLD 120 with a factory sleeper and matching trailer is now considered a future collectible, representing the last of Freightliner's old-school engineering before the rise of automation. It's the kind of truck that proves beauty doesn't have to shine. Sometimes it just rumbles. Number 2. Kenworth W900A. The Kenworth W900A isn't just a truck, it's a lifestyle. For decades, this long-hooded beast ruled America's highways, beloved by independent drivers who took pride in every mile. Introduced in 1967, The A model refined the original W900 into the perfect combination of looks, strength, and comfort. Its tapered hood, tall stacks, and twin air cleaners made it instantly recognizable. Underneath, it packed the industry's best power plants, Cummins, Cat, and Detroit diesel. The W900A could haul coast to coast without breaking a sweat, and it did so in style. Drivers customized these trucks endlessly. Chicken lights, stainless visors, and elaborate paint jobs made each rig unique. The W900A became the symbol of independence and freedom, immortalized in countless trucker songs and movies. Today, it's one of the most sought-after classic semis in the world. Fully restored examples can easily top $130,000, especially with period-correct parts and original interiors. For collectors, the Kenworth W900A is more than metal. It's heritage on wheels, a reminder of when driving was about passion, pride, and the open road. Number 1. Peterbilt 359. At number 1, the crown belongs to the Peterbilt 359, the truck that defined an entire generation. Built for 20 years from 1967 to 1987, the 359 became the most iconic semi-truck ever produced. Its long hood, round headlights, and shining grille made it instantly recognizable. It was the ultimate owner-operator's machine, powerful, stylish, and built to last forever. Available with engines like the Cat 3406 Cummins Big Cam and Detroit 8V92, it had the power to back up its looks. The aluminum cab made it light and strong, while the polished tanks and stacks gave it unmatched visual appeal. The 359 wasn't just admired, it was worshipped. It starred in movies like Convoy and Smokey and the Bandit 2, becoming the symbol of freedom on 18 wheels. Today, the Peterbilt 359 is the holy grail for collectors. Restored examples fetch six figures, and custom show trucks with period styling are works of art. Its legacy still lives on in modern Peterbilt designs, but nothing will ever replace the original. The 359 isn't just a truck, it's the soul of American trucking, eternal in steel and chrome. These trucks may seem humble today, but tomorrow they'll be icons, prized, polished, and celebrated by collectors around the world. Which one would you invest in before the prices skyrocket? Let me know in the comments. If you're passionate about rising classics, forgotten machines, and the future of automotive history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and remember, today's workhorse might be tomorrow's masterpiece.